situation was the kitchen list was extremely overwhelming and was the source of a lot of stress for me. And I had this massive list of stuff that I needed to do. It felt urgent in the moment, and I just wanted to stop feeling overwhelmed. I just wanted that feeling of stress and anxiety and
Hey, Tanya.
Hi. How are you?
I can't hear you.
Oh.
Oh, there. Now I do.
I was like, I don't know what to do.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Where do you live?
I am in Canada, in British Columbia.
Okay. The West Coast then.
Yeah, well, kind of. We're so far away from there, but not so far away.
Pacific time.
Yes, yeah. Pacific time. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I love all the things that you're doing. May I just say that? Like, I've been watching you. Like, I see you're in HBR now, but I thought you were in HBR long before. Like, I was following you and thought you were always in there. Just because, like,
I know I've been trying to do all the things on my own till I got my tax money. I'm like, I
right?
just want to be in there so bad. So I've been slowly plugging away and building stuff.
Yeah. No, you look like you're like totally on the right track.
Yeah, I just, I'm still deciding like how I want to spend my time the most, you know?
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then once all this stuff the gears are in place. Yeah.
No, you're well on your way though. Like your family yoga club and like that stuff. That's so cool.
Yeah. I love your new 30-day thing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to take some notes on that too, to see, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
you know, always adding things, you know.
Yeah, totally. Right. Yeah.
Because you have the strength in making the visuals and all that. I'm just like, I just make the content I need. I'm ready for a VA. Make my stuff look good.
Right. And I love that stuff. So I can hook you up.
Oh, I love the collaboration.
I know. Me too. Yeah. Cool. So did you have any questions before we pop on live? We'll pretty much just like introduce yourself, and then I'll just really ask you the questions and give you the space to chat. And then at the end, I usually like the one bonus question I always do at the end is like any advice you'd have to anyone either starting their journey on like either holistic health or self-love or any of those things, right? And then
yeah, and I'm taking more of an angle towards parent coaching now. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, so I might throw some of that in there because that's a lot of my journey is you know, kind of with self-love and compassion.
Yeah, I love that. And like at the end, feel free to like say anything you got going on or coming up or that you want to put out there more. Like anything is good.
Okay.
If it can help someone, that's awesome. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, let me make sure. I think we're good to go here. All right. Okay, I'll just make sure I'm in there so I can see. Nope. Okay. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Maybe. Preparing live stream.
Yeah. It says live. Yep.
I'm getting like a little Zoom thing. Now I think we are. Hello, everybody. I think we're here.
It says live.
Yep. Oh, now I see my face. I'm getting like a little. Okay, we are here. So, how is everyone doing today? Tanya and I've been going back and forth a couple times. We've been trying to connect and here we are finally. So super excited to have her on here and chat to her about her journey so far and all the awesome things she's up to. So welcome, Tanya. If you want to start by maybe introducing yourself, who you are, what you do, where you are in the world.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I feel like there's just so much to say, but first of all, my name is Tanya. It's pronounced Tanya.
Tanya, yes, sorry.
And Tanya Milano Snell. I live in Indiana. I have 2 children and a husband and dog. We live at a state park. And I am a parent coach. I also do embodiment work. So I have like kids yoga, adult, full moon classes. I put them all into a family yoga club. And I really help moms reconnect with their own inner wisdom and parenting, because we're clouded by all the advice that is out there. And then what we don't want to do from what we've learned from our own parents, it often leads us astray from what we really have deep in here that we have it all along. So
yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, you're putting out so many good things into the world, and it's definitely needed, especially in the world that we're living in right now. Like it's people are needing those tools because it's been a hard couple years. So yeah. So we're gonna go through a couple questions for Tanya and just kind of get a little bit of insight into her self-love journey so far, and then we'll hear more a little about what she's up to and how she's helping empower families and all that stuff too. So, so Tanya, what is self-love mean to you?
So self-love really means honoring all of me. So the good, the bad, the ugly, the in-between, and really working on self-awareness, because it's a lifelong journey of finding out all of those things that are, some of them are buried really deep. So just really honoring everything that comes up.
Yeah. Yeah. And I liked how you said that it was a journey. Like, I feel like part of, I think even I thought at one point when I was in my 20s of like, okay, I'm just going to get to the self-love and then I'll be done. Yeah. Like it's definitely like this journey that never ends, and we are always growing and learning and adding things to our tool belt to help us get further in that journey, right? So
yes. And for me, I have a teaching background. So, I thought I had it under control until I got kids. And then I was like, oh, wow, I really have some things to work on here.
Right. Oh, man. Yeah. So when we're talking about self-love, what are some kind of things that you've done so far in your journey that's kind of brought to you a place of things you already love about yourself right now in this moment?
I am a lifelong learner. I love to learn and read and discuss. I'm really open-minded. So I really love just absorbing lots of information and talking with lots of people. And then I'm a lover of nature. So yeah, I really have come to, I knew that it was a part of me since childhood, but I've really come to embrace that I just really need that time to center and ground, or all else kind of fails.
It's true. I feel like that too. Like I can definitely tell a difference in myself when I'm not practicing the things that help me to stay grounded and connected and feeling like I'm not floating in the clouds.
Yeah. And I, at the age of 18, I just went to college and I decided to try yoga class once a week for credit. And I fell in love, and I realized I really needed that mindfulness practice, that I was a really an overthinker. I was trapped in my mind so much.
Yeah.
And I just assumed everybody was like that. But yeah, mindfulness and yoga really changed the trajectory of the rest of my adult life, and realizing I need that practice to really stay present.
Yeah.
In my everyday life.
Yeah. That's cool. I love that you found yoga at such a young age, really. Like, I didn't find yoga till I was 24, 25. I wish I would have found it when I was 18. I feel like yeah, like, it's, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't, it was just always something that I thought of, well, it's a hobby, or I'll do it when I retire, kind of
Yeah.
thing. And then when stress hit real hard, I lost both my parents within 6 months of each other to
Oh,
cancer. I was like, I can't really go on in what I'm doing, teaching, being a mom, and dealing with grief.
yeah.
Maybe I need to go back to some of this yoga and mindfulness
Yeah.
that is really what I need to be doing on a regular basis. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I might as well share it.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. So our next question is like, what do you need to be more at peace with yourself? So, like, I think you've recognized that clearly yoga, mindfulness have to be a part of your routines in order for you to feel your best. But like, is there anything that you have done in the past that you may have slipped on, or like things that you know you kind of need to work on more for your own journey? Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah. So a couple of years ago, I saw that you're doing mindful eating and intuitive eating.
Yeah.
And I haven't done a lot of research in the intuitive eating yet, but a couple of years ago, I really got into intermittent fasting
Oh
and
yeah.
researching that. And so that has helped me be more in control of what I'm doing with eating,
Yeah.
kind of realizing I have a choice in the matter, because sugar was a huge thing for me, like just the craving, like I remember as a kid, like eating the sugar out of the sugar bowl, like ridiculous stuff. I found myself doing as an adult. The kids go to bed and I just get the ice cream out. I'm just like, time for my ice cream. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, the last few years I've really tried to be more mindful about that part of me,
Yeah.
and realizing that it's just accepting, like, I'm a sugar, I'm a sugar addict. That's just, part of me. I like it. I allow myself to have it,
Yeah.
But understanding that I need to check in with myself regularly.
More often. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really how I keep at peace, is like, what's gonna feel good in the moment, moment to moment throughout the day, but keeping that long-term goal in mind as well. Like, this
Yeah.
will feel good. Well, it really feels good to me that I want to eat this brownie. Okay, it still feels good if I eat this brownie. Just making sure that it's
Yeah.
not this, like, immediate gratification type of thing.
Yeah. And I think that's like, I'm just starting like, I have enough of a grasp on the mindful eating and intuitive eating that I'm willing to share what I know so far, but like, even for myself, and kind of, I've wanted to like put it into place for myself first. And I really noticed, like you said, like that pause of
Mhm.
like, do I really want this? Because if I do, I'll have it. But like,
Right.
it's that reflection piece before you actually do that. And sometimes, like, I found, I'm like, no, I don't really want it like that bad, or like, just
Yeah.
yeah, being intentional and mindful with, it's like thinking about it before you do it, right? Because in the
Yeah.
past, I know I'm just as I've done a lot of that, of like, you don't even think about it, you just do it, right? And then feel bad
Mhm.
after. So
Yeah, then you have the guilt after.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and so and not only with food, but throughout the day, like, running a business and all these ideas you come up with. And so I'm always checking with myself, like, this yes or no energy. I kind of come in like, really excited about something. Is
Yeah.
that really like a long-term yes, or is it just like this, oh, I really want to say yes right now? So I do a lot of this throughout the day, like what feels good to me,
Yeah.
in the moment, and kind of setting my boundaries,
Yes.
listening to that, like,
Yeah.
that inner voice in the heart,
Yeah.
trying to get back to the heart more than the
Yes.
mind.
Yeah. And like doing your work from like a heart-centered place and all those things, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, life can get busy, or like when you said like excited about things, you can just dive into something and then realize maybe if you would have thought about it, it might have looked a little different, or it could have come from more of like a heart-centered place rather than just forging ahead, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So,
yeah, was there one more question?
yes, we had one more. What do you value about yourself? So like discover what you value about yourself as a person, like your honesty or your, integrity, whatever those things might be.
Yeah, I think the word curiosity always comes up for me. I've always been a really curious person.
Yeah.
And so in parent coaching and in parenting in general, I'm really trying to come with more curiosity, and that non-judgment of yoga really, like we said, coming from the heart, and that, yeah, compassion for others. And then when I go back to like finding more peace and self-love for myself, really what I'm working on is compassion for myself, because we often have so much compassion for others and curiosity for others, but when I have those really hard feelings and discomforts, trying to meet myself with curiosity and compassion too.
Absolutely.
So
it's like we're our own biggest critics most of the time, right? Like, so yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah, so it's just been a new realization to me that I've had this curiosity and compassion for others for so long.
Yeah.
To bring that inward, yeah, it's like that's where the self-love journey is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Being your biggest fan instead of your biggest critic, right? Yeah, that's so cool. Good. Awesome. So one last kind of thing before we'll dive into a little bit about learning about more what you do is if you could give anyone advice who might be starting their self-love journey or starting this kind of self-discovery journey, kind of what advice would you give them starting out?
I think what you said earlier is really, really important, that it is a journey. So there isn't like a end goal. There isn't this magical being that you're going to be. So it's really coming back and checking in with yourself over and over and over again, and asking those tough questions like, is this out of self-love, or do I have something other discomfort that's arising and kind of pulling me in a direction? Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, totally. That's awesome. So maybe if you can tell us a little bit about all the cool things that you're up to and how you're empowering families to feel. Yeah, I'd love to hear more about it.
So I a little bit of just a short background is that I did a lot. I said I was a teacher, so always trying to be how do we teach positivity? How do we be positive and gentle parents and teachers, and accept all of the whatever the kid is bringing forth, their whole being. And so in doing that, we often ignore the really hard emotions and try to gloss over those tough things in favor of being, oh, it's okay, we'll get, you'll be okay in a few minutes, or it's okay to feel, mad or sad, and then distraction, or, lots of other things. And so I'm really coming into the place where we've all learned kind of that conditioning from our own childhood of, either avoidance or that fight, flight, or freeze response. So some of us will fight back when we're feeling discomfort. Some of us will avoid it and just leave. Some of us freeze up, and it can be dependent on the situation. So really talking about those different, they're actually stress responses in the brain. You have your feeling part of the brain, that brainstem back there, the amygdala, and then you have this prefrontal cortex, the thinking brain. And so a lot of times when it says flip your lid, I'm just flipping my lid, right? I'm going into all those emotions and I have no more thinking left. I could talk on and on about that. It's a little bit of a quick synopsis of it. But, oftentimes kids and adults can't really process in those moments of the emotions, and then we never come back to them later.
Yeah.
We're just like, oh, it's done.
Right.
So really what my parent coaching and what my programs are about is not skirting around some of those hard feelings, really diving deeper into them so that we can really address them and move on in this processing way, this like going through the entire emotional tunnel, which is another book that someone wrote about getting through the entire emotional tunnel. We often get stuck. So I don't know if that made sense, but that's a bit about how I'm making all feelings
absolutely
safe, right?
Well, and it's like giving parents the tools to understand those type of things that, you know, many people probably don't understand or don't connect that to, you know, helping their child or themselves through these hard emotions in a healthy way that's going to, you know, make everyone feel safe and connected and all those things, right? So
and we often hear, you know, you have to put your own oxygen mask on first before helping your children. And when you're in a heated moment, when your child is in an emotional state, you often feel very triggered. You flip that lid and now you're also feeling completely out of control. How do you put your mask back on without feeling like you're totally abandoning, jumping ship? Oh, I gotta check it. I need to take care of myself first. Because we're so compassionate, we want to help others, help our children. Turning inward and helping ourselves first is like really can be really, really, really scary.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna take care of myself for a few minutes and I'll be right back to help you. It can be really scary at first to start doing that.
So having someone like you to help parents go through those situations is amazing. Like, because I don't know how many resources are out there, you know, that come from that kind of side of things, and from especially you with your teaching background. Like, it's so fun. I'm so glad you're doing that.
And my kids are only 5 and they're about to be 5 and 9, so I'm right in the thick of it. Like, and then, you know, teenage years brings completely different triggers for all of us. So it's a lifelong process, like I said, of really checking in with those triggers that we all have, and we're all so different. You know, my husband isn't affected by the same things I'm affected. He can come in and so it's really finding our own repressed feelings through coaching and through some of my yoga. I have a family yoga club, and I have a course called Reclaim Your Body, Transform Your Mind. So really coming back into the body and where we've trapped some things in the body. Is so very interesting to me how and with the aroma freedom technique, I don't know if anybody in your group has done that stuff, but
we haven't a lot. It hasn't been something that that they've we haven't gone that direction yet. I would love us to, but so maybe eventually.
There's just a lot with that trapped emotions.
Yes, absolutely.
So that aroma freedom is using the oils to bring out some of that. I do bring some oils into my yoga classes and affirmations to kind of get some of that energy like unstuck and moving.
I do that in my yoga classes too. It's so beneficial.
It's powerful.
Absolutely.
I think we could probably talk about this stuff.
I know we could have like a whole nother session on just like aromatherapy and yoga, or totally. So Yeah. So Tanya, if you can put your links below after we're done here. And if anyone has any questions, we can answer, Tanya can answer them. And she's on Facebook. You can find her on there if you guys have any questions. And you have a community too, Tanya. So maybe, or Tanya, so you can put your community in there too for everyone.
And I'm hoping in the near future to get up some group coaching, because really a group of moms talking about these things is really beneficial. Even if you don't want to talk, you just listening to other people's insight. It's been huge for me in my parent coaching program to really hear all the stuff going on in everybody else's.
Well, you don't feel so alone, right? When there's other people who are going through what you are, like, wait a minute, I'm not the only person going through this tough time or whatever, right? Like, yeah, I absolutely see that.
Yeah. So I'll be having that come up soon.
Cool. That's great. Well, you guys, thank you so much, Tanya, for joining us and chatting. I love all that you're doing. We could talk forever because all the things you're saying, I'm like, yes, 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 yes. It's like all the signals are firing. So yeah, I'm super passionate about a lot of what you're doing. So I'm so glad you're putting it out into the world. That's so great. And
thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, we will see you again for another chat another time. And thanks again to Tanya. So we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
There, I think we're